How's it going, my squids? Today we're gonna be doing the Deep Rock Galactic review. It's been a while, in the making and whatnot. I told you I was gonna make it a week later. That week hasn't necessarily passed, but I felt like I just wanted to do it because I've been playing the game for a while now, and I kind of know most of it. And then I wanted to kind of wait after the newest update that just came out yesterday, which was on the 29th. So with that being said, I'm like, yo, this game with that new update, I'm like, this shit is fire. I gotta talk about it. I gotta let you guys know what the business is, and right to the just to the get go, let me tell you guys, this is a good game. If you guys are looking for a cooperative like shooter, a dungeon crawler, whatever you want to classify this as, this game will satisfy that need. All right, this game does it extremely well. It is very, very good in emphasizing on the cooperative aspects of a game. Right, I can't remember the last time, other than like Space Lords, where a cooperative like just shooter in general just kind of like caught my attention. I've been saying this for a while, that co-op games have kind of been lacking, that they're dying out. Nobody's really paying attention to it, with everybody kind of wanting to do competitive battle royale, whatever. Everybody forgets that, not everybody wants to be competitive. Sometimes I just want to, call up the homie and then be like, yo, let's play some games, and then not worry about using my fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? This game does it extremely well, and it's one of the best titles out there in terms of cooperative fucking gameplay, honestly. So let's go ahead and just jump into the review. So essentially, Deep Rock Galactic is like this dungeon crawler cooperative shooter. You can go into these missions solo or with 4 teammates. You have different customization classes with different dwarves. And by the way, this whole thing is about dwarves. You're going mining, you're going to be collecting ore, you're going to be destroying space alien spiders. So dwarves are the go-to creatures, apparently. I'm not exactly against it. I mean, they're pretty fucking cool, but the point is, you're a space dwarf that are going into random planets, and you're wiping out aliens and collecting ore and getting paper stacks. All right, that's pretty much the gameplay right there. You have pretty much a set map, and most of the maps have kind of a set path. There is a little bit of exploration where you can go into like high or lows or whatever, depending on how you want to look at the map. So there is a little bit of exploration, but it's not emphasized nearly as much as something like I don't know. I don't know what I could compare this to realistically. It's not like Minecraft or anything like that. So it's just more or less not really emphasized to kind of explore. It's just more like get the objective done, get paid. And that's pretty much the goal of the game. You're never gonna find anybody that's like, oh hey, let's go look around and find something crazy, because by the time you play a couple rounds of the matches, you'll start to notice that there's not really anything that's going to require you to explore. So even though that's kind of a downer, it's not really the point of the game anyway, so it's kind of fine. Moving on to the combat, which is pretty interesting because each of the classes play very differently. You've got the driller, which comes with a ice cannon now. What's not an ice cannon? It's like a weird glacial fucking cannon. It freezes people. You start out with a flamethrower and then a pistol. The gunner gets a minigun and a revolver type of gun. It just does a lot of damage. And then you've got the scout that gets an assault rifle, kind of like just an assault rifle. And he also gets a double barrel shotgun, and then you've got the engineer who gets a pump shotgun and a grenade launcher. Now each of these classes have individual like equipment in terms of like utility. So the scout, for example, will have a grappling gun and a flare light or a flare gun, so he'll shoot a like flare and it'll stick to the wall or any kind of surface and light up the area immensely for a period of time. The engineer has a platform gun where if you shoot it at like a surface, it'll create a platform. This is very good, and you can combo this very well with the scout. Essentially, you will put a platform up, and the scout will use the grappling gun to get to the high points that are necessary. If there's a really high mineral vein somewhere up in the wall or whatever, and you need to get up there as quickly as possible, the engineer can put a platform up there, the scout can grappling hook or whatever, and boom bam, just cooperative gameplay right there. The driller has these giant fucking drill hands, which are badass, and you basically can just fucking mega fist your way through any wall. You can just plow through anything. It's crazy. He's a really fun character. And he also has C4 charges, or just explosive charges, which are also pretty good for clearing out like rubble and whatnot and using it on boss enemies and blah blah blah, that sort of thing. And the gunner has a zipline gun, which you can essentially just create a zipline. You put the first point down, then you shoot to the next point, point, and you can basically just use it as a transport back and forth sort of thing. And he also has a shield generator now, or some kind of shield like mine or something. It essentially just puts up a force field, which is pretty cool. Before, he also had C4 charges, but I guess, you know, having two characters having, you know, explosive charges are kind of don't make any sense, so they changed him, and now he's got a shield, which is I like it. It's pretty good. So honestly, with that being said, each of those classes, I'm sure that any of you out there that are wondering which one's for me, you'll find it. They both have a very fucking good playstyle. If you want to be agile, mobile, you know, moving speed guy, the Scout's the one you want to do. If you really want to support your team and you really want to just, you know, have people's backs and be able to kind of like do a lot of damage as well, Engineer, minigun guy, they're pretty good. If you want to be able to support your team in digging and you want to be able to get to these places quickly and, you know, extract as fast as possible, you can run the driller and just drill your way to the drop pod. You can do all sorts of things, different kind of team compositions for whatever it is you want to do. I've even done like full engineer team comps where you guys just put down like 40 fucking turrets and just let them go to Pound Town. It's nutty. With that being said, there's not exactly a level of customization in terms of like creating your own dwarf or anything like that, which would be kind of cool, but not necessary. You can still customize it cosmetically. You can change up the equipment. You can change up your perks. So if you want to have like more speed on your scout, you can do like agile and you'll run like a percentage faster, or you can do like field medic and revive your teams faster. There's a load of perks that you guys can sift through and figure out which ones will fit your playstyle the most. And then you also have your cosmetics, which are very good. And I'm gonna say this right now, the best way fucking to introduce cosmetics, you can buy everything in the game, no microtransactions, no force to buy anything, absolutely fucking easy. And they even reduced the prices in the latest update. They reduced the prices. Before they were a couple thousand, now they're more like a couple hundred. Like the armor piece that I wanted for my scout was actually 14,000, and then with the recent update it dropped down to $200 or 200 like credits or whatever. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. They really are very generous with the missions. They're very generous in how much you get paid, so therefore you're never gonna like find yourself like an item that you're like, oh god, I'm never gonna get this, or it's gonna take me forever. Hell no, dude. It'll take you maybe an hour, 2 hours, you'll get it 100%, dude. I swear to you, it does not take forever to get cosmetics or upgrades or anything like that. The leveling is a bit slow, but again, you're gonna be having fun, so it's not gonna be as slow as you think it's gonna be. It'll just be a little time consuming, but you won't really notice it, honestly. Like by the time you're like 6 hours and you're like, holy shit, it's like 10 o'clock, what happened? Now, with all that good stuff and everything popping out, right, there is obviously something, you know, like a little wrong with this game, and it's everything sounds perfect and too good to be true, but here's the thing, right? The biggest problem with the game is that it gets repetitive, but that's not really saying much because every game gets repetitive. But this game kind of sets in a little bit sooner than later. After about a week of playing, you'll start noticing that, oh, I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is, again, not a horrible thing because they update the game regularly. They're still adding new stuff, so therefore it adds a reason to come back and play the game. So it's not like it's an abandoned garbage can where you don't get anything good or you don't have a reason to play the game. Just recently, like I said, yesterday they updated the game. They added new weapons, new missions, so that way you guys can actually, you know, get going and have a reason to keep playing the game. So this game is not abandoned, and they're paying very close attention to what we want. But just at the moment, it feels like the missions are pretty ordinary, and it would be nice to just have, I don't know, maybe a separate game mode which emphasizes more on exploration, or maybe there's like, I don't know, just a little something extra, you know what I mean? Just to kind of spice things up. It's like, maybe I don't want to dive into a hole today. Maybe I want to go exploring and try and, you know, farm some minerals or whatever, because a lot of the gear and like cosmetics and upgrades and stuff like that will cost you some materials and whatnot. So it would be nice if we got like a game mode which is kind of just like, oh, free exploration into a cave or something, and we can just go farming for minerals and stuff like that. That'd be pretty interesting. I did want a sandbox mode, which I thought would be pretty cool, but then I was like, it doesn't really fit with the game. As cool as it would be to buy and own a planet and build on it, it sounds cool in theory, but that's not really what Deep Rock is about. So it's not that big of a deal to me. but just to be able to go through and just kind of explore a cave freely, and you know, so, like you can have different cave maps and just freely explore it, and they'll have different like abundant resources or whatever. Even if it's time consuming and not exactly super good, I'll still take it. It's not that big of a deal to me, honestly. And one of the last things I want to mention is that the community is one of the best communities I've ever seen. I am not kidding when I say this. These are the nicest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. I'm not kidding. These guys are so nice. They hook you up with whatever you need. They're like, yo, if you need this, I got you. They always ask before every mission. This has happened to me almost every time I join a lobby and we're about to run another one. They always ask, yo, man, do you got anything you need to do? Because I'm down. All right, like every time they always ask me. You'll get the occasional ones that just kind of leave or whatever, but it's never toxic. There's never I've never had a toxic experience. I've had weird, you know, weird awkward people, but that's not toxic, just kind of like socially weird. But the point is, it's been such a long time since I've been in a nice community. I come from League of Legends, I come from Smite, I come from Overwatch, I come from Paladins, and if any of you are familiar with any of those games, you guys would know the community is not exactly the nicest. And this is such a change of pace. Everybody's so friendly, willing to help you out, and you know, just do missions with you, and they want to run more, they add you. It's nutty, dude. It's absolutely wild how nice it is. And I shouldn't even have to make this as a selling point to you, because that's how every community should be, but we live in the real world where that's not the case. The gaming community is not always the nicest place, and 9 times out of 10, most competitive games have a pretty toxic community, but this one is the saving grace. Honestly, I am very happy to say that, like, holy shit, this community is super good. And in conclusion with this video, I gotta tell you guys, this game, 9 out of 10. Top notch, one of the best cooperative games I've played in a long time. I highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a cooperative game and you guys want to have a good time. You know, do you like dwarves? You like mining? You like shooting spiders? You like doing crazy stuff? This game will handle your business real quick. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.